All right. So we are Physical
Yes,
Wellness Mondays.
yes.
Coach Dr. Ness in the building. All
Hello, hello, hello. How are
right.
you
Let me see my
feeling?
person real. Yeah, you know what? It's like
Right.
I'm saying, like
So
we are. Oh, I'm all
physical
right. Oh, wait,
wellness.
hold on. I did something. I did somebody to exit out of this. See, we got the reverb when I mess up and I don't like click out of the other thing, we get the reverb. So it's all right. We're
Oh,
here.
okay. I was like, who
I know you were like, that was a
accidentally did
little weird right now. We was in the
it?
matrix real quick. It's all good. It's all
Oh
good. No,
yeah.
we're fine now. We're fine now. Good. We just got one feed going on and we got to worry about no audio. But that's real life, right? Like,
It
okay.
is. It is. It is.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. Like I was explaining to you before we went on live. I was gonna say
Hmm.
before we went on air.
Air live air.
Right, before we went live, is that I've been having a flare up with my with my degenerative disc disease condition, it's like arthritic
Hmm.
condition. And so I haven't been like in the best physical feeling, just because that thing flares up periodically. And
Right.
when it flares up, it's like not fun. But I've been trekking through it and everything, because I think one of
Yeah.
the things that I said on our live this morning, right? So we have our Muscle Up Mondays workout, right, within
Hmm.
our
Hmm.
private community. And when
Yep.
I was doing that workout, I was saying that when you are going through things, there's a lot of people out here with like chronic conditions or
Hmm.
um, you know, osteoarthritis or different things like that, that flare up from time to time. Um, just fibromyalgia, like different things that
Yes.
give you painful experiences, and you want to be active. It's like you want to continue to be active. I try to push through it. I listen to my body, but I also know that if I don't do something, right,
Hmm.
that I'm pulling up the flag, like, okay, cool, you win, and then what
Yep.
happens is I'm
Yep.
going to get more of the same. So like yesterday I went on a nice long walk. I know you were saying that y'all went on a walk.
Yes.
Me and my fiance, we went for, I think it was like 6.5 miles or something like that. We went on.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was good. And I was doing what I had to do, and,
Right. Right.
and but it was nice, and I'm sure that helped push it through. So I'm a big advocate for doing what you can at the moment.
Yes.
If you're in pain, even if you're in discomfort, do what you can that's physical, that keeps your body moving. Because if you acquiesce to, all right, cool, body, you're in pain, you don't want to do nothing, we ain't gonna do nothing, then then you suffer the consequences of that.
Right.
But
Right.
anyway, thank you for asking.
Yes, yes. I will just say that they taught us in pharmacy school that movement is free medicine. So especially
Mm,
when we have patients that do have arthritis, osteoarthritis, we do encourage them to move, because when you
yes,
don't move, everything stiffens up. And when it's stiff, it's like harder to overcome that pain
yes,
versus, you know, working as much as you can through it. And
right.
so that's why we
And
say
that's what
movement
it
is free
is that
medicine.
stiffness, that
Mm-hmm.
gets you, because you're like, oh, it hurt. Like even right now, like
Yep.
I'm like, oh, it's stiff still, but it doesn't hurt as much. Like anyway.
Yeah.
Um, so we're talking about protein.
Protein. Yes. Yes. Because remember, we were talking about the breakfast, like the protein options. We were talking about lean meat versus like, the strips of bacon, and like, some
Yeah.
people that are vegetarian, some option mushrooms are a good source of protein, like things that you can have that are not
Okay.
meat
I
for,
didn't think
but
I
that's not,
knew that mushrooms was a good source of protein.
hmm
I mean, I eat
let me tell you,
mushrooms, but I didn't
good
I
for
didn't really I
you.
don't think about them as that is good to know. Thank you. Now I
Yeah.
feel a little like dang, because I'm
Yes.
because I eat mostly vegetarian. I was a vegetarian for the
Yep.
majority of my life. I am a personal trainer and coach. I'm like, I didn't know that. I don't know. Okay.
It's just not one of the ones that people think of. You think of, like, when you think of breakfast foods, you think, oh, eggs for
Yeah.
protein, but there's other sources of protein. So, but we're talking about on the go protein, right? So if
On
you're
the
living
go.
an active life, you don't have time to sit and cook, your fish or whatever you're gonna have for protein. These are like on the go sources of protein. So for the busy entrepreneur, the busy parent, the busy individual, just what do you go to if you're like, you know what, I need some protein.
Yeah.
I need some
And this
protein,
is
right?
good. And protein is always a really good snack too.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
you can say, right?
We're gonna talk about a
Okay.
couple of them.
All right.
So,
Okay,
like,
let's do
as
it.
a refresher, I know we talked about this before, but men need more protein than women. They need about 56 grams per day. We as women need about 46. So they have 56, we're 46. But there are some conditions or times where your body needs an adjustment, right? So for some people, 56 isn't enough, especially if you are into like high intensity workouts. Like if you're one of those trainers,
All
your
the
body,
athletes, all
oh
the
yes,
people who are training a
yes,
lot, you in the
yes,
gym, 1, 2, 3 hours a day,
every day,
or
yes,
you're walking all the time, or you're
yep,
running, right? Like,
yes.
okay.
So,
Dancers who are in rehearsal
oh
5 hours at a time. I just got to put it in the perspective for people, athlete, because some of these people are
yes,
like, oh, if I'm not at the gym all the time, then this
no,
isn't
no,
for me.
no.
I'm probably good. But no, like this is all of these are for you.
You know what? And like I like that you said the dancers that are in rehearsal. Like I dance for recreation. I don't dance professionally. I dance for recreation. But sometimes like I feel like, oh my God, like that was such a workout. And then I look at the clock and I'm like, wow, it has literally only been 30 minutes. But there are
Yes.
people like when they
Yes.
have shows or performances that for hours or
You're
1,
talking
2,
about
whatever the count is.
hours. I've been in, 6-hour rehearsals where you just
Jeez.
have like, 20-minute breaks. It's borderline
No,
abusive. you're like, listen, I don't even have
no.
asthma, but I was in this one rehearsal and I started like,
Wheezing.
hyperventilating a little bit. Like I had the wheezing going on. And
No.
I got some lung stuff, but geez, like it takes a lot to get me to a place where I'm on the verge of like, a lung collapse. Like
Collapse.
I was like, you don't care about our lives, man. These choreographers don't be caring. But anyway.
That is something else. Like oh my God,
It's
that's
a
something
God
else.
honest truth. Dancers, if you out there, like tell me if I'm lying. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it is like that,
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway,
as long as
those people
long
all
as
need
y'all get
more
the count.
protein.
Yes, they absolutely do. Then you got to remember, like, as we age, right? So, as we age, our muscle mass starts to decline a little bit, right? And so, our protein requirement changes as we get older. So, we have to maintain like the right amount of protein as our body ages because our protein synthesis, like how we're making the proteins, actually goes down as we age. It's just part of life. And then I can't forget about the moms, the pregnant women, the ones that are nursing. Their protein
Absolutely.
requirements are greater because either they are growing a child or they're feeding a child, right? And so
Right.
so they need a little bit more. But so we know what our base number is, 46 for women, 56 for men. But studies have shown that in the United States that there is we are lacking, like we don't get adequate protein on a day-to-day basis. And then I started thinking like, well, if we know that there's so many options for protein, like why would we not? But our diets don't always emphasize the protein portion of our meal. A lot of times we get full off the fillers, right? We're getting full off the carbs, like the sugars. And so I remember in school, did they teach you like you eat the protein first, or you eat the vegetables first, then you eat the meat, and then you eat whatever else is on?
No,
No,
nobody in school ever told me
they
what order to
told
eat my
us that.
food.
Yeah,
Nope.
they told us.
That's how they
You're
doing
supposed-
there in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
Because
they told us.
I never heard that.
Really? Yes, you're supposed to eat your vegetables first, then you eat your meat, and then you eat what else is on the plate. And the thinking behind that, if I remember correctly, was you want to eat all the vegetables, like you want to eat all of those. Then the next thing you want to eat is the protein. And then hopefully, if you're eating slowly, you're going to get full off the protein, and then you're not going to eat as much of the starch or the carb, or what else is left on the
But
plate.
I don't want to
after.
carb bash. Can we not carb bash?
No,
Because,
we're not carb
no,
bashing.
because I'm saying that because there's gonna be people out here that's like, oh, I shouldn't have the carb, and everybody is like, no carbs, no carbs, no carbs, right?
Oh no, we need
like,
carbs.
we need carbs.
Yeah, we need carbs,
right? And also the thing out there about vegetables have a lot of carbohydrates. So vegetables, I always look at as like a healthy carbohydrate option, right? But I think it's important for us to at least say that, because there's going to be people who are watching this that are going to get confused. Like, what do you mean? The car, like, they don't look at vegetables.
That's true. Yep,
that's true. When I'm talking with clients, and I'm like, but your vegetables are your carbs, and we need carbs. Like, it's the type of energy that we need. What we want is nutrient dense carbohydrates. We don't want empty carbs. So we're going to make that distinction.
Yes. So the goal is to reduce the amount of empty carbs. Maybe that's probably more appropriate to say it that way.
That's good.
But yeah. So then I'm like thinking, okay, well, that's great. Well, now we know there's a lot of options for protein. So where do we go? So this is about like on the go protein. So do you eat Greek yogurt? Do you like Greek yogurt?
I do. I also eat French yogurt. I like French yogurt, tastes better to me than Greek yogurt, but yeah, I eat Greek yogurt. I don't eat yogurt all the time. But the more that I've been able, sometimes I do. I was gonna say something, because people think that Greek yogurt has like is bad for people who are lactose intolerant, but actually they take a lot, like it doesn't really have a lot of that that protein, right? That lactose. But I was taking lactase as an enzyme, right, in order to be able to metabolize. And now I don't have any issues with lactose anything, but for people who think that they're lactose intolerant and that they can't have Greek yogurt, that is often the case, not the truth.
Right.
The right.
The
right thing. I'm trying to find a nice way to say it, but it's not the case. I would just say, put it like that.
It's not always accurate, right? It's not always accurate, and it's not always the case.
There you go.
Just say it like that. It's not always. There you
go. Just say without.
Greek yogurt. Nice. Greek yogurt is a good source of protein, right? So a 6-ounce serving, which is like a regular cup, I guess you would call it, has between 15 and 20 grams of protein. So if you get the higher end, which is the 20 grams, you're already halfway through for a woman, right? And almost halfway through for a man. But the key is to get plain Greek yogurt, which probably doesn't sound too tasty, but you can always put a little honey in it, put some fresh fruit in it,
Yep, that's what we do.
Jazz it up.
That's exactly what we do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to do it, because if you get the ones that are already with the added sugars in them, you can't control the amount that's in there. You know what I mean? Right, so that's why we say get the plain one, put a little honey for sweetness and your fruits and a little bit of nuts on top if you want, jazz it up how you want to. So Greek yogurt is a good option for protein on the go. And then this is another one. I don't know what my issue is with this one, but I just absolutely cannot. Hard-boiled eggs. I cannot.
Oh, I love those. You don't like them?
No, I cannot. I cannot eat hard-boiled eggs. I don't like when they're cooking. I don't like when they're cooked. I don't like anything about them. I don't like eating them.
Just freaks you out a little bit.
I don't know what it is.
Put some of that some iodine salt on it, and and some nice cracked fresh pepper. Come on now. What about in your salad? Can you have it in a salad?
No, absolutely not.
You can't have it at all.
Absolutely not.
What about a deviled egg? You have a deviled egg?
No, ew, gross. No.
Wow.
And I like eggs. I just cannot. I don't like omelets.
What about potato salad? You can't have potato salad?
Not with no eggs in it. Nope.
Wow.
I don't
potato
know what
salad does not come without boiled eggs, does it now?
Well, I mean, I won't say now. I know depends on who you ask, because some people say
you got potato salad without boiled egg. Like, does it come like that?
Or some people put raisins in it, right? Like,
oh no. Oh no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Some people do. Now,
I just saw a thing. Hold up. I just saw a thing. I just saw a meme, and it it's that old African American proverb. And it said you can have wait, listen. It said you can have a raisin in the sun, but you cannot have a raisin in your potato salad.
Stop it. I'm just saying.
I saw that the other day. I just about, boy, I was like, wow,
yeah.
oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, so if I'm eating potato salad, I don't eat potato salad often, but like, summertime, it's just one of those things whenever you're at like a cookout.
Yeah, it's one of the American festival
staples. Yeah, it's like a staple, right?
You eat them at the, when it gets summer, you eat them at the picnics and the everything. 4th of July and all of the things.
Yes, definitely 4th of July. If I see like the egg in it, I'll either push it to the side or I'm done. It's just weird. I don't know.
All right, so we're gonna move on because you're going through something right now talking about these boiled eggs. What's the next one?
Okay, protein bars. Now you can make your own protein bars. I don't have the recipe, but I can find a recipe and put it up if people want to. Right? You just get the protein powder, whatever else you're gonna put in it, and I'm sure you bake it somewhere.
See, now, I'm gonna give an unpopular opinion as a personal trainer.
No.
I'm about to give an unpopular opinion. So I don't. Okay. So protein bars, they taste good, right? For the most part, if you get yourself used to the taste. But I don't like to tell my clients to have protein bars. Why? Because most of them are unnatural.
Sugar. Yeah.
The sugar. And they're just like a glorified candy bar to me. Okay, can I say that? I don't care who's mad at me. I'm going to just go ahead and say that. To me, it's like a glorified candy bar with some protein. You can get you a Snickers. You understand?
Because Snickers does have peanuts in it. So yeah, I get where you're going.
You understand?
No, I do. Well, what about the people that are
marketing marketing is a thing, right? Just because if you look on the back end of protein bars, you're gonna see just how many calories are in that one little thing, and because it's so heavily processed, you're gonna see that in a little bit you're gonna be hungry again.
Oh, we talk about it. Yeah, aren't they supposed to it's the protein in it? Well, this is my understanding. The protein in it is supposed to keep you till your next meal, right? Like, so you'll eat one if you're feeling like a little bit of hunger, but you don't not hungry enough to eat a whole meal.
The human, we know that this ain't no meal. Come on now, it's shaped and packaged like a candy bar. You know what I'm saying? We ain't. Have you ever had a protein bar before?
I have, and I don't like.
And have you been hungry after at some point?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how long after, but
it didn't keep you full for the rest of the day.
Oh no.
And the other thing that I'm going to say while we on the subject of unpopular opinions is the post-workout protein shakes.
Oh, see, I don't know too much about that, but I mean, we could talk about it at some point, or we could introduce it today.
I'm not going to take too much of your time on this, but what I'm going to do is introduce the idea. Now, somebody's going to be mad at me who's watching this, and that's okay. You can be mad at me. I speak the truth,
right?
As I know it, as I understand it. The protein. Okay, so. You put in, it depends on what you're putting into, and that's the same thing with all. It depends on what's going into it. So if you've got a protein bar where the ingredients are as pure as water, and you like, okay, cool, this is good. Or like you said, you made one, homemade it. Okay, then we're good. We could go with that, right? But if it's got all this extra stuff in a lot of these post-workout protein shakes, you go to the shake bar. They put Oreos, and I watch them make it because you forget that I work at a gym. They got the Oreo, half a pack of Oreos up in that thing.
Wait, they put real Oreos?
Real Oreos, yes, girl, yes.
Oh, I thought it was like some protein knockoff. Like it's supposed to.
No. No. And then they put a couple scoops of protein, which already has, a lot of calories in it, especially if it's a meal replacement protein. They put all that stuff in there. You get that shake is probably getting you at like the, you know, especially if you get a big old slab of peanut butter, you're probably drinking about 800 calories.
Okay, so okay.
We can talk about it another
Yeah.
time in detail.
Okay. I
But
want to,
I'm
because I
telling
have
you,
questions.
that's another thing. Now, whatever, whoever's gonna get mad at me for that, whatever, but you're welcome. You understand?
I did not know they put like, because I see people like, you know, they put, whether they're selling them or whatever they're doing, those shakes, the shakes that they make. And I always thought they were like dupes, or like they're supposed to represent Oreos, but they're not real Oreos. They're made with
they're
whatever.
real, straight out the pack.
Get out.
Yep.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yep.
You know, like some of them have like pieces of candy. So that's like real candy, like the Reese's peanut butter.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It's real. It is. I mean, it might be the generic brand, but it's the same thing.
I thought they were like protein, like treats or like snacks. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but no, that would cost too much. That would cost too much. It's a business. Who's gonna go and get the specialty organic protein filled version of the thing? Like nobody's gonna do that. They're gonna get the, you know, the generic whatever, brush it up, put that, and they're gonna put scoops and scoops and scoops, and you drinking it like, oh, this tastes so good. This health drink. I just had my workout, but little do you know, you went 2 steps forward and 5 steps back. But that's okay.
Yeah.
How you know? That's why you're watching this video. You know, why you're in this discussion with us. That's why you're here. That's why you're in our community, so you can know better. But I'm telling you, because I know for a fact. And also, you know, sometimes you be there and you know, let me make my own shake. All right, let me follow the recipe. Okay.
Yeah.
Big scoop of this, big scoop of that, you know, but bunch of this, bunch of that. Yeah. And then don't talk about if you leave. Anybody ever try to leave some protein? Let's say you just shake up the protein powder in some almond milk or some water or something. I used to just do it with the almond milk because it tastes better to me. You just put it in the refrigerator, like let it sit for a while and then smell.
Does it separate?
It just smells like toxicity.
Really?
Does that make sense?
Well, is it like once you mix it, you have to drink it within an hour, or like after you mix it, you have to drink it within a certain time frame so that it doesn't turn or smell?
I don't know. Like after a while, I feel like you can drink it. It can hold its weight. It can hold its own for a while. You know, but honestly, I would just, when it's made, I would drink it then.
Right away,
But I would be cautious about how much of those I drink, because if it smells rotten, when you just let it sit for a little bit, it's like, what do you think is going on inside? So I would say those are things, the protein bar, the protein shakes, I would say they are good sources of protein, but drink them sparingly. You know,
don't let that be your only source.
Some people drink protein shakes every single day. Now you can make your own protein shakes and your own protein you know, bars without using protein powder. Right? So that's the other thing. You can do that too. And that is a different story. But even with that, you have to be careful what you're putting into, going back to our bioengineered talk and all that stuff, right? So if you're really following this now, what, you know, the what you can actually have and still be within that, like, okay, best practices sort of thing, is kind of slim. It's kind of slim, you know, and a little bit more expensive, which is why we do the easier thing.
Well, it's expensive monetary, but at what expense if we go the less expensive
that's right.
option,
that's
right? So we're giving up something as an opportunity cost, right? So you save in your pockets, but
over time it's gonna maybe rack up in medical bills or doctor's visits or
it is.
And that's the truth of the matter. Okay.
Well, I got one more option. I got one more option for us. I mean, I got a couple more on the list, but one more, just as like a simple.
You can give a couple. You can give 2 more. That's all right.
All right. So nuts.
Yep.
Mainly pistachios are really high and almonds are really high. Like cashews, but almonds and pistachios are really high in protein. So that's like a quick,
Yeah.
you want some protein, just get a handful. I don't know.
And
1 ounce.
pistachios are good because they're less in calories. Almonds are pretty dense, like calorically dense.
Yeah.
Well, pistachios, you
I love pistachios.
Get a little less,
so good.
Less calories, a little more protein, and
right.
healthy fats with all the nuts, right? Like
yes,
healthy fats, which is really good. Really good source of healthy fats in terms of macronutrients.
And then you have like your nut butters, right? So two tablespoons? That's about 7 to 8 grams. And then, you put a little bit on some, like, I don't know, whole grain, or if you don't want to do the bread, do like a rice cake. I like rice cakes. Like my husband gets rice. I like them. Put a little bit
I
on
like when
a
they have
rice
the cinnamon
cake.
on it.
So
I don't like the plain rice cakes. I can't deal with that. That tastes like styrofoam.
okay. So do you get like the apple cinnamon? Like, is
I
that the
don't
kind you
buy
get?
rice cakes. Can I just say that? I don't
Oh,
purchase rice cakes, but when it comes into my household, I'm not the one purchasing them. When it comes into my household, I like it when it's got the cinnamon.
I don't buy them, but if they're in this
But
house,
if they're in the house, I will partake, and I will partake if they got a little flavor to it. Yeah, maybe it is apple cinnamon. I don't really know off the top of my head, but I know that they're not plain and they don't taste horrible.
Yeah, those ones are good. They have like a chocolate one. That one's really good.
I've never had that. I've never had it, but I'll try it now.
Like, yeah, it tastes like
Cocoa
like
Krispies.
Yeah, like chocolate cereal.
Oh, I can do that. Oh, that tastes good. Oh, that tastes good. Look at me. That sounds
but that's
good.
like instead of having like a cookie or like something super sweet, you just take one and you're good, with just a little bit to curb your like.
And then you just put a little bit of almond butter or
there you go.
Butter or something on top.
There you go. Oh my goodness. And we got us a whole dessert. Chocolate and peanut butter.
I like that. Thank you for that. Yes. Thank you for that.
There is an article that I'm going to share with the community. And it's mainly about breakfast, because we did talk about breakfast, and these are like high protein, low calorie breakfast ideas with the recipes for our community to try if they want. They don't have to, but it's just an option since we were discussing it. But
nice.
That's what I wanted to share.
I do want to throw in a couple of things. If I ate meat, I would also consider having just a bag of like chicken
jerky. Oh, I was gonna say
I wasn't gonna say jerky now because of the sodium.
Oh,
I wasn't gonna say jerky because of the sodium, but I would say like if you do like a broiled chicken breast or baked chicken or something like that, you just have like some strips like pulled, and just eat some of the chicken, not breaded, not all of that like fried stuff. You have it fried. Like right. But having something like that where you could not lunch meat, right? So not lunch meat, right? And even having that with like I used to have those the little squared cheeses.
Oh yeah. Like they actually have those like protein
balance something it's called. We have the cheese with the nuts and do it like that, and that's also a really good snack. So I just offer those two because even though I don't do the meat, but I do know that would be if I ate meat I would do that. I would just walk around with some some chicken whatever and
and it's probably less expensive if you make those packs for yourself at home.
Yes, exactly.
Because you pay for convenience when you get them in the little containers. You're paying for the convenience and the marketing and everything else that goes with it. But if you know the ingredients that you want, you go ahead and make it for yourself. And you can batch those things.
Have some strip meat over here and a little bit of cheese and a little bit of nuts and just put that into a package and and that becomes your little snack that you have really easy, quick on the go.
Yep, absolutely. I like that idea.
Cool.
But what I didn't like was those hard-boiled eggs, but that's a whole nother story. I don't even know what the psychology is. I don't ever remember an experience where I had one that I was just like, if something happened, I don't know.
Just grosses you out a little bit.
A little bit. And omelets too, which sounds really weird
Mm,
because it's just an egg.
right.
So I had this conversation before with somebody, and they're like, "Well, how do you eat your eggs?" I was like, "Just scrambled with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper."
Hmm. Yeah, I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Can you have a quiche?
Nope.
Huh. Okay. Well, I don't know. That I'm not a
I'm like,
therapist,
nope.
and that's
That's beyond my area of expertise.
yeah, that's beyond my scope of practice. I can't help you with that, but fair enough.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I don't, it doesn't bother me, but it's just people like, what? I
Yeah,
don't
you don't
understand
have
that.
to
I
eat
don't.
an omelet or boiled egg or any of that. You don't have to eat eggs at all. Some people, eggs gross them completely out, and if you're vegan,
That's
you don't
true.
eat eggs,
Yep.
obviously.
Yep.
But I definitely tried at some point to not eat eggs. When I was a vegan, I was vegan for like a couple of months. And
Yeah.
it was hard for me to get the protein that I needed to get, without going to unnatural sources at that time. I didn't have
Hmm.
the breadth of knowledge that I do right now about
Right.
how to get, where to get certain nutrients from and
Hmm.
all that
Hmm.
stuff.
Hmm.
And so, it was what it was, but now it's a different story. So
Now we
vegans
know
out
better.
there is hope for you as well. It's a lot of beans and rice and nuts and etc. All right. So thank you for all the
Yeah.
tips
Thank you. Thank you.
today. Yeah. And everybody enjoy the rest of your day, and happy Physical Wellness Mondays. Yeah, we'll be back at it next week.
Yes, we will.
All right.
See y'all. Bye
Bye.
bye. Have a good one.